Et bonsoir tout le monde, on se retrouve cette nuit pour continuer Martha is Dead. Voilà, un petit jeu d'horreur psychologique. Allez, on est parti. On reprend là où on s'était arrêté, je crois, c'est chapitre 3 il me semble, ou quelque chose comme ça. Lire le journal, ok. Ah, il faut que je développe la photo qu'on a fait la nuit. Les pellicules. Uh-huh. Allez.
Even more scary fairy tales.
On n'a toujours pas cette clé.
What am I thinking? I would stain my clothes with blood.
Uh-huh. Ah.
It's me with the nanny. Or maybe it was Martha. No one can remember. The butterfly collection that Daddy made for me. That's better. But I still don't understand all of that blood. That's never happened to me before. But I'm not going to tell my doctor. Otherwise he'll make me stay in bed and rest. It's very rude, but I could pick up the phone and listen to their conversation.
How are you doing today, Rennie?
I'm worried, Father. Very worried.
We found more partisan tracks in the woods, right next to the house. That Lapo, I suspect he may be involved in the death of...
No, please don't say that. It's not possible. I know the boy and I don't...
Father, anything is possible in these dark times. Anything. That boy didn't even come to say goodbye to Julia. Didn't they love each other dearly?
He must be terribly scared, and Julia always used to say that.
Yeah, sure, she used to say they were just friends, but you know too, right? Friends are not supposed to do such things, Father. Or are they? But anyway, you're defending them both. You, my husband, and even the nanny, who, deep down, is a good woman.
The nanny. I believe the nanny is the one who hurt Julia. With her evil passion for those cards, they are cursed things. I hope you made them disappear.
Of course. I keep them safe in my room. Anyway, you must forgive me, Father. I have to go. They've come to pick me up. Have a good day.
You too.
Lapo's involved in Martha's death. My mother is losing her mind again. How could anyone even imagine such nonsense? And Don Attilio, he is a great friend, but what a weird view. Those cards are just a game, but most importantly, they're mine. Why on earth did they take them from me?
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire déjà? Il y a lire le journal, développer la photo. Trouver des cartes de tarot.
Following the dramatic news from the countryside, Archbishop Toccarelli will protest with the French in the city for the raping being committed by invading troops. New ordinance for the safety of citizens. From this moment on, it is forbidden for anyone to leave their homes and walk the streets of San Cassiano. All windows, including cellars, house entrances, and doorways, must remain closed night and day. The population are advised to stay in their cells, or, where these do not exist, churches and other large buildings. The patrols of German armed forces have orders to shoot at people who are on the street, or who are found looking out of their windows. I shall repeat for clarity. New ordinance for the safety of citizens. From this moment on, it is forbidden for anyone to leave their homes and walk the streets of San Cassiano. All windows, including cellars, house entrances, and doorways, must remain closed night and day. The population are advised to stay in their cellars, or, where these do not exist, churches and other large buildings. The patrols of German armed forces have orders to shoot at people who are on the street, or who are found looking out of their windows.
The radio needs to be kept on at all times these days. It can save your life knowing things on time, especially before they happen. General Edict K. New rules on curfew and women's behaviour. German command of S. Vincenzo Attori. Telephone number 1185.
C'est quoi le nom du bled? San Cassino, un truc comme ça? Mais pourtant, il est pas sur la carte. Ouais, bref.
.25 ISO film. When the sun is high in the sky, it's perfect.
Ah bah tiens, c'est une carte de tarot ça, non?
Dear Mother, this is hard, but I have something to tell you. I found out that Julia is pregnant. Go to the lake tomorrow morning at 7 and watch her as she bathes. You'll see that her tummy is growing. Martha. What? I'm not pregnant. Why is everything becoming even more confusing? I'm searching for an explanation, but instead I'm left with more questions. Here are my cards. Nanny and I always used to play with them. She would predict my future, and I pretended to predict hers. The future was always good for everyone. Maybe when she read them, she saw my true future, which she hid from me. Or more likely, these cards are actually just a stupid game to reassure and deceive oneself with. But deceiving oneself is sometimes necessary. How can we live happily otherwise? Pervertin again. I feel like these pills do nothing other than agitate her. Romola, 15th of July 1944. Dear Mrs. Irene, I'm writing to let you know that all is well here at the villa. Thank you for being so considerate and caring. I apologize for the simplicity of the housing you were forced to live in. I also locked the room where the little one used to stay as requested. I've left you the key. It is the one with the pink keyring. Try to stay safe. Best regards, Nanny. Why on earth did Mummy have that door locked? It was my room. What is she trying to hide?
C'est bien, je trouve qu'ils aient traduit le texte sur les lettres, quoi. Avec l'écriture à la main, ça rend bien. Ça rend bien, je trouve.
This is Mummy's jewellery. She wears them every day, even though Daddy says it's impractical and dangerous to show signs of wealth these days. As usual, she doesn't want to listen to reason and ends up arguing with Daddy until he goes to play war, as she says.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il y a d'autre à fouiller dans le coin? Ah, un fusil.
There are more and more weapons around, and everyone is scared after what happened. The end of a relationship. It's very clear, but my plans will be successful. I only need to know what these plans are.
Il n'y a pas de nouveauté. Bon, on a les photos et le journal à lire. Ah oui, on peut courir avec ça. LB. Attends, on descend comment là? Ah. Journal du 19 juillet.
The Superior Commander of the German Federal Armed Forces announces 1. Whoever is in possession of weapons or explosives not reported to the German headquarters will be shot. 2. Whoever harbors bandits and/or protects them and provides them with clothing and/or weapons will be shot. 3. Whoever is aware of the existence of any rebel groups or even lone rebels without reporting them will be shot.
Toute personne vivante sera abattue. Ça serait plus rapide.
Italian workers in Germany. The following rules are in place for workers who voluntarily work in Germany. A commitment of a maximum period of 1 year before returning to Italy. War rages on the Eastern Front. An attack launched by the Soviets after hours of cannonade. The fight on this front has been going on for a long time. Fighting in Normandy. Victorious Germanic counterattack on the road from Perrières to Carentan. Pont Heber reconquered north of Saint-Lô. Many US losses caused by the flying bomb action.
C'est tout? Il n'y a pas d'autres articles? Bon, ça c'est fait. Alors. Bon, il reste à développer. Ouais, l'histoire de...
A lens and a roll of infrared film. They can photograph what the naked eye cannot see. Blue filter, ideal for indoor photos. This lens increases the framed area. It allows me to fit more into the image. Orange filter. When there is fog, it improves the image by giving it some contrast. With this lens, I can shoot very close up. With this lens, everything gets bigger. Red filter for
C'est vraiment
super high
un
contrast
simulateur de
photos.
photo, quoi.
I have to be careful and keep the volume down as I listen. I must go unnoticed. I am meant to be deaf after all.
Ready? Julia! You ready?
Sure, Daddy. I'm good to start.
I've already started recording.
Oh, no, my voice will sound awful.
No way, come on. Didn't you want to study singing anyway?
No, I was young and stupid when I said that.
Okay. Ready?
Go. Oh, how nice. It's the rehearsal for last week's concert. I never heard the recording. But I was right, my voice is awful. Cannot be called singing. Anyway, it's time I develop these film roles. I can't wait any longer. I wish I could just stop time.
Et c'est là qu'on découvre que c'est un morceau qui dure 3h30. Essayez de l'écouter en entier, des fois qu'il y a un trophée, écoutez le morceau en entier. Allez, encore un, non? Quoi, le magnétophone? Et on peut pas l'arrêter, pas qu'ils sont en train de tourner le truc. Bon, tant pis.
These images could change everything. I cannot bear the fact that I may have hurt Martha. I would rather die. Damn my head and these memory lapses. It's such a pain not remembering. It's like getting lost inside yourself.
C'est quoi ça, hein? Chou. Ah oui, c'est le casque. Oh putain. Ensuite. Ah bah, c'est laborieux si à chaque fois elle doit répéter tous les gestes. Ouais, ça c'est l'oiseau. On voit rien sur ces photos. Putain, s'il faut que je les développe toutes, ça va être rigolo. Pom, pom, pom. Et après, hop, les 10 secondes dans le révélateur.
Here I was running toward the pier, just as I remember.
Alors, on peut pas dire que ce soit le jeu au gameplay le plus dynamique qui soit. Ça, ça c'est sûr. Ouais, hein, non, non, bon, bon.
Yes, I've undressed and I'm about to dive in. This matches my memory. I'm carrying Martha to shore. I'm trying to save her. My memories, although fuzzy, do match reality. I feel a little better. Now I can find out who really hurt Martha. Maybe I should meet with the White Lady. She might be able to tell me something. Is this crazy talk? Yes, definitely. But what's normal about any of this? Maybe you have to be a little crazy to get anything done. A photograph is both the present and the past, like a dead body. I don't know what I'm expecting. Maybe it's silly to think you can capture the soul of someone who has died.
Ça, c'est vrai, c'est pas faux.
Her face can't tell me anything anymore. I know that, really. Her lack of expression scares me. I don't even know whether to keep this blank photo with me or just throw it away.
Je vais voir en développant une photo où il n'y a rien pour voir. Parce que ça va sans doute servir à rien, mais bon. Mettons celle-là. Celle-là, elle sert à rien, c'est bien ce qui me semblait. Une dernière. Au niveau du lac, peut-être. Est-ce qu'on voit quelque chose sur le lac? Ouais, on voit rien du tout, quoi. Ouais, mais ça dit pas porte-clés rose, mais porte-clés rose. Alors, porte-clés rose. Où c'est que je vais trouver le porte-clés rose? Un porte-clés rose.
This fabric
quoi
is
ça?
not new to me, yet I do not think I have ever seen it in the house.
Un porte-clés rose. Elle va rester là pendant tout le long du jeu, le cadavre? C'est gay?
One of Daddy's many photos. Who knows who these other people are?
Porte-clés rose, putain. Eh ben, on n'est pas rendu, hein. Où c'est qu'il y aurait un putain de porte-clés rose? Porte-clés rose. Mais où c'est que je vais trouver un porte-clés rose, moi aussi, ils sont gentils.
She leaves them everywhere. I think she's having too many and too often. Nets for catching butterflies, poor creatures. I had so much fun with them.
La radio commence à me taper un peu sur le système. Elle aurait pas laissé les clés cachées ici, ça aurait aucun sens. Ça aurait aucun sens de les laisser dans...
I'm already dressed. It's July 19th.
Ah, ça, je l'aurais pas deviné tout seul.
Here's the whole family together. A very rare thing indeed.
Je vois pas pourquoi le porte-clés rose serait dans la salle de bain.
As a child, when I spent those short years with the nanny, this was my room. My bike. The wheel is deflated as usual. A bicycle pump will solve this.
Et je vais trouver ça où? Un petit truc à faire sur la tablette. On va avancer un peu pendant que... Alors, où c'est qu'il y a une pompe à vélo? Il n'y a pas une remise quelque part, un truc Ouais. Non. Mhm. Ah, peut-être par là.
This is the center of our farm, but since we moved here, it hasn't worked like it used to. Security matters, Daddy says. A tripod is necessary to take photos with long exposures. I have found what I need to take infrared photos.
Oui, certes. Mais... il me faut une pompe à vélo. Ils sont marrants. C'est quoi ce truc-là? Pas une pompe à vélo, en tout cas. Hmm. Oui, alors... non, afficher l'ajustement. Non, ajustement extra. Alors, ça, filtre rouge. Non, c'est pas ça qu'on demande. C'est celui-là. Filtre et pellicule infrarouge. Hop là. Ouais. Voilà, ça c'est fait. Bon, maintenant trouver une pompe à vélo.
I was afraid of animals when I was
Mais...
little. I never approached them alone.
Bon, toi, dis-moi où est la pompe à vélo. Allez! Rien à foutre. T'en as rien à foutre. Ouais, bah, ça m'étonne pas.
The box is empty. The telegraph would have been installed nearby.
Putain, comment ça pollue? Ah, si t'es pas d'accord, toi, tu te tais là-bas. Hein. Bah alors.
It was always fun to watch the goats get milked. Ice was one of the more agitated ones and would always drive Nanny crazy.
Trouver une pompe, oui, d'accord. Ouais. Ça dit pas où c'est, hein. Non, bah non. Mhm. Ça dit surtout pas où est la pompe à vélo. Où c'est que je vais trouver la pompe à vélo? Le mystère s'épaissit. Trouvera-t-il la pompe à vélo avant la fin du live? Telle est la question. Je fais un petit truc sur la tablette là. Non mais je sais pas, en général les pompes à vélo elles sont attachées au vélo quoi, mais bon. Pourquoi faire simple quand on peut faire compliqué? Ok, je vais trouver cette putain de pompe à vélo à la con. Est-ce que j'en ai besoin tout de suite pour aller au lac d'ailleurs? Ça, c'est une autre question. Eh, non? Eh merde. Mhm. Ah tiens, Slave, pour info, toi, Old Man Journée, tu t'as mis combien de temps pour le faire? Deux trois heures? Mhm. Ouais, donc comme ça, pour le... Comme je pense le faire, je pense que ça va être celui-là le prochain que je vais faire. Deux trois heures, ok, c'est pour planifier, comme ça je planifierai un petit live de 3 heures maximum, à peu près quoi. Et le reste de la journée de demain, hein, avancer peut-être Indiana Jones quoi. Ah, 2,3 heures exactement, d'accord. Ouais, donc en gros 2 heures et demie max ça devrait suffire quoi. Je vois, je vois. Donc 2,3 heures, ça fait 2h18 minutes quoi en gros. Ouais, 2 heures et demie ça sera bien quoi. 2 heures et demie ça devrait aller je pense. Allez, alors pour aller... Ouais bah non c'est pas par là que... Je vais aller C'est pas par là que je vais aller au lac. C'est par là. J'ai peut-être pas besoin de la pompe à vélo tout de suite quoi. Allez, doucement, doucement, doucement. Non, du coup... Ah ouais. Ouais, non. Voilà le truc normal, sans aucun truc en plus. Ça a l'air bien. Voilà, c'est
It
ce que
must
j'ai
have been
demandé.
Lapo, the dummy. There's little wonder why everyone thinks there's more than friendship between us.
Où c'est qui rangent leur pompe à vélo? Bon. Allons au lac. Euh... Ouais, attends. Je suis pas sûr que ça soit le chemin le plus court que j'ai pris. Par là, ça doit être plus court. Pourquoi il y a des... Euh, Pourquoi il y a autant de mouches? Il y a des cadavres dans le coin ou quoi? Là, le mieux c'est de partir sur la gauche.
Los, schnappen wir uns diese Bastarde!
What?
Los! Hey, hey, hey! Los geht's! Hier lang! Hier drüben! Oh, hey! Vorwärts! Hier! Sie sind da lang! Verdammt! Los, laufen!
What is going on here? What are the soldiers doing? It's dangerous, I know, but I want to follow them and see what's happening.
Mais elle est un peu cinglée, elle. Surtout qu'à la radio, ils ont dit surtout pas sortir, etc. Elle est au courant qu'il y a une guerre
Verdammt!
Ils savent pas tirer en plus. Ben justement, c'est une raison pour pas y aller, hein, s'ils savent pas tirer. C'est un coup à se prendre une balle perdue, ça. Et t'avances. Mais c'est bien par là qu'ils sont. Mais pourquoi on peut pas avancer Ils ont bien coupé à travers la forêt. Ah putain, c'est relou ça. Ouais, bah on va faire le tour par le chemin, hein, ça va être plus simple. C'est Bella Ciao qu'elle chante? C'est Bella Ciao qu'elle chantait la chanson là. Belle photo ça.
Oh God, please no. Lapo, my dear friend. What have they done to you?
J'étais sûr que ça allait être lui.
Your handkerchief was the symbol of what you believed in. At least that is left of you.
Bah remarque, Bella Ciao c'était pas le chant des partisans, un truc comme ça, donc
Dear Julia, are you surprised that I've addressed this to you and don't think you're dead? Everyone calls you Martha now, right? I know you too well. I can never understand why no one else can ever tell you apart. Not even your own mother and father. Martha is gone and I cannot reconcile myself.
hein?
Du hast ein Mädchen erschossen, du Idiot. Scheiße, scheiße, scheiße. Was machen wir jetzt?
Sieh mal, was sie um ihren Hals hat. Sie ist eine von ihnen. Es musste getan werden.
Sie ist die Tochter von General Erich K., du verdammter Trottel. Sie war die Freundin von diesem armen Kerl. Oh, verdammt, jetzt sind wir wirklich am Arsch.
Scheiße. Lass uns abhauen. Aber sie lebt noch.
Sie liegt im Sterben. Siehst du, wo du sie getroffen hast? Sie ist bestimmt schon tot. Wir müssen jetzt abhauen, sonst sind wir auch bald tot.
I'm dying, I thought. But strangely enough, I wasn't afraid. In fact, I was almost relieved. When I returned, I found myself once again in the midst of a bad dream. One whose meaning I did not understand at the time.
Ah, donc c'est pas ça.
I give you back your appearance. 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 I give you back your appearance.
Oui, ça va, on a compris, hein. Ah, bordel. Je m'en doutais que c'était l'autre.
Now I see with my eyes. 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 Now I see.
On ressent dans le jeu un fort sentiment de gaieté quand même.
Two sisters were destined to die. Julia, the first sister, and Martha, the second. On Julia's day of departing, identical twins stood before me, impossible to tell apart. They questioned my presence, since they were still so young. Julia must come with me, I demanded. But they both claimed to be Martha. I explained that Martha's fate was soon to be the same, and their games were useless. I didn't have time for it. The war was keeping me busy. But they didn't concede, and instead kept insisting. Can we follow you together? No, impossible. Are you sure Martha will die too? Nothing is certain in wartime. What if the wrong person went with you? Then you would have cheated death. One would die unjustly, and the other would simply be delaying her fate. They discussed amongst themselves, then hugged before one of them came forward. She stared in a determined, almost threatening manner. I guessed it was Martha sacrificing herself, giving more time to her sister. But I stayed silent, not to reveal their failed deception. No one lies to the face of their own death, so I asked how their choice was reached. We drew lots by throwing a medallion, she said quietly. They had trusted in fate. Oh, how naive they were. They knew fate plays by its own rules, which is true, but it is also my ally. Fate never would have allowed the wrong girl to follow me. In that case, my work was done. She must have been Julia. However, little to my knowledge at the time, that blasted medallion had the same name engraved on both sides. Martha's. So, my first assumption was correct. They were too damned smart, and had fooled both fate and me. One thing is for sure. I'll put things back where they belong. I will correct my ignorance and give fate back its blindfold.
Damn, this hurts so bad. I can hardly breathe. I would like to spend a moment with my sister, just me and her alone, before people arrive for the funeral and then take her away. No, my bag is not here. My diary. Lapo's letter. I'm already dressed.
How is she? How is my daughter? Please, Doctor. Please give me good news.
It's a miracle she's alive, Eric, but she will be all right. The bullet passed right by her heart and exited her chest. Unbelievably, it missed her lungs, spine, and heart. She could have been paralyzed or died. But thankfully, she's fine. I examined her thoroughly. She didn't even lose that much blood. She was lucky. And you were lucky, so to speak.
She was lucky that my wife went for a walk in the woods. Otherwise...
Otherwise, she would have bled to death, yes.
I don't know what to say. All of this. It's too much. So much death and suffering. Nothing more.
Don't worry, Eric. She's young, so she'll recover quickly. I'll be here all day anyway.
Thank you, Doctor, for everything. Do you mind coming with me to
salopard!
pick my
Oh!
wife up from the
Salopard!
cemetery? The funeral will start soon in the chapel.
Of course not. Lead the way.
You know, with all of these preparations for the funeral, Irina wants everything to be perfect. It's her way of coping, so she doesn't have to think about everything going on. She is a woman who has suffered so much. Maybe
Bon, la poignée, tu t'as...
too much.
Ah, quand même.
There's my bag. Thank God. Let's hope Lapo's letter is in there. Dear Julia, are you surprised that I've addressed this to you and don't think you're dead? Everyone calls you Martha
Ah oui, c'est vrai, elle a
now,
pas le temps
right?
de finir de lire puisque
I know
elle
you
s'est pris
too
la balle.
well. I can never understand why no one else can ever tell you apart. Not even your own mother and father. Martha is gone, and I cannot reconcile myself to that fact. I have to stay hidden, and sadly I can't run to you, even if I would love nothing more than to hold you tight and cry together. No words. I just want to be close to you. Can we meet in the barn tonight? I will try my best to be there around midnight. Don't be alarmed, but if things get ugly, please remember this number, 6934. He knew he was in serious danger, but what about the letter? I had it in my hand when the soldiers ran off. Mummy found me, and if she's read it, well, she hates Lapo, and now she must know who I am. No, she probably would have left me there to die. She'd rather have no daughter than the wrong one. Before I passed out, I must have put it back in my bag. There is no other explanation. July 19th. I retrieved the cameras at the lake, but I had convinced myself that I was the one who had hurt Martha. So much so that when I had the rolls with me on the way home, I found myself in another horrible dream. I don't even remember going to sleep. As soon as I woke up, I developed the film. The photos confirmed to me that my memory of that night was correct. It was a great relief. I have decided to go back to the lake in an attempt to communicate with the White Lady. I know it's a crazy thought, but I can't get it out of my head. I need to know what happened to Martha, so I must pursue every possible avenue, even the path of insanity. There is darkness that brings uncertainty, but there will be a guide. Something that can teach me something.
Ça se trouve, c'est tout le temps prévu que ça soit les mêmes cartes qui sortent, quelle que soit la carte qu'on choisit, ça se trouve. Ah, si on écrit, c'est direct là. Ah ouais, d'accord. Et ça pour avoir la... Ah ok, d'accord, ouais, c'est ça. Alors, qu'est-ce que j'ai à faire? Dire au revoir. 6934. Ah, ça a l'air d'être un numéro de téléphone, il y en a plusieurs qui commencent par 6. Mais là, on peut pas l'utiliser pour le moment.
Violence against citizens continues in La Romola, and once again General K's family has come under fire. Now it is the life of her sister, Martha, that is in danger. The blow from the gunshot in her back could have killed her. It is only by the grace of God that the girl is alive. The anti-fascist political motive appears to be the only reason behind the cowardly act. The New Zealand troops are advancing slowly. After the Battle of Poggibonsi, on the 18th, they are still far from the Tavernelli Val di Pisa. The German resistance on the Tuscan hills has been exhausting for the invaders.
General Edict K. New rules on curfew and women's behaviour. German command of S. Vincenzo Arturi. Telephone number 1185.
On l'a déjà lu ça.
When it's not too sunny outside, the 200 ISO film works well.
Il est où ce putain de porte-clés rose? Toujours pas. Toujours pas, j'ai l'impression. Allez, on prend le fusil et on va tuer les soldats qui m'ont tiré dessus. Hein? Non, c'est pas ce jeu-là? Ah merde. Ah, je me disais bien qu'il y avait le journal à lire aussi. Je sais toujours pas où elle est cette putain de... Toujours trouvé pompe à vélo.
Attempted murder in La Romola. After the murder of Julia Kay, today her twin sister is the victim of another attempted murder. The condition of the young girl, found by the German troops, is no cause for concern. The political motive behind this is becoming all the more clear. But that's not what happened. It's all wrong. Mummy was the one who found me. The German soldiers shot me. Best to stay quiet. No one ever believes the truth.
Et voilà, c'est ça qui se passe quand on fait pas appel aux experts. Voilà. C'est pas les mauvaises...
New ordinance ban on the use of bicycles. Over the last few days, cyclists have once again shot at members of the Italian armed forces and at civilians in the streets. The offenders will be punished in accordance with German martial law. Even in Florence, the war is beginning to be felt. Supplies are starting to run out. Bread may only last a few more days. Prices are rising dramatically. Meat can now be found for 100 to 140 lira per kilo. The gas has been cut and there is no coal. The Battle of Tuscany. German operations in the Livorno area. Extremely violent fighting in the streets of the city. I should pick up the phone but remain silent. If I let the caller speak first, I'll find out who it is.
Can you hear me? Is there somebody there? Mr. Eric?
Oh, it's the nanny. I can confide in her. Nanny? Hello, it's me.
What? Hello? Oh, my lord. I must be dreaming or something.
No, Nanny, you're not dreaming. It's really me, it's Julia.
Oh, my God. Julia, my little sparrow. How wonderful. Sorry, but I thought you were dead. I saw you lying there dead. This brings me so much joy that... Actually, you must explain to me, my little sparrow. What is happening?
I told Nanny everything that had happened. She was sad for Martha, of course, but very happy at the same time. I was the one she had a special bond with. I explained to her that I wanted to try and meet the White Lady, even if I knew it was a silly idea. But she didn't think I was a fool, quite the opposite. She explained to me what I should do in an attempt to meet her. It was complicated. I noted everything down carefully in my diary. Who knows, maybe she did it only to keep me occupied, while deciding what to do with me and who to warn. I won't ever know, though, because that very same day, a bomb struck the villa and she died. They all died. We should have been in that house ourselves, but instead... Poor Nanny.
Ouais, c'est bien ce que je dis, ce jeu respire la gaieté.
Goodbye, my darling. I thought I'd lost you. Be careful, my little sparrow.
You've called this number. Damn, Lapo must be dead then. Rest in peace, fair comrade.
Yes, Lapo is dead. I am due...
No, don't talk. We don't need to know who you are. By calling this number, it means Lapo wanted you to complete his work. A telephone cable near the house of German General Erich Kay has to be cut. One goes to the house, but there's another cable we suspect is connected to a secret base. That is the one that has to be cut. If you see any German vehicles around, let us know immediately. We won't use this number anymore. It's dangerous. Use a telegraph. That will be safer. I hope you know how to use them. Otherwise, you'll have to come up with something. This is important. Frequency X. Before the message, telegraph "Town on fire" to identify yourself. Long live the homeland. Long live the liberation.
Should I sabotage the cable and become a spy? I don't know. My father is German. It would be like betraying him even though he himself hates this war. But what happened to Lapo and those guys? If I can save someone's life, maybe I should try. Or maybe I can talk to Daddy about it. He may be able to advise me on what to do. I don't even know the first thing about all this. What were you thinking, Lapo? To cut the cable, I will need sharp scissors. Tailor scissors should be fine.
Ça se complique. Ah bah j'ai déjà des ciseaux.
Now I know what must be done to meet the lady. Nanny has explained everything to me. I must try to meet her early in the morning when it is foggy, or all will have been in vain. That's what the legend says. This is what I need to do. 1. I must re-invoke her loss by putting her into contact with her lover. To do this, Nanny said to look for his grave in the woods, but there are so many. Daddy always said that infrared photos can see what the naked eye cannot. Maybe then they also see ghosts. There wouldn't be anything strange about that now, considering I'm trying to contact one after all. How crazy. 2. A part of me needs to enter her world. A lock of hair would work, so I'll need scissors to cut some off. 3. I will need an object that connects her world to mine. I don't know what to do for this yet. Hopefully something will come to mind when I least expect it. 4. To communicate with her, I will need to use my tarot cards. I will meet with the lady on the island where her lover was executed.
Ouais, ça se complique, c'est bien ce que je dis. Où c'est qu'ils plantent leur pompe à vélo, c'est con. Bah, elle est où?
Martha was taken to the chapel for her funeral. I want to say goodbye to her alone before everyone arrives.
Je me suis dit, ça y est, c'est envolé l'autre. Elle est ressuscitée. On peut passer par là ou... Non, là, apparemment, c'est toujours fermé, cette grille-là. Faut pas que je développe les photos aussi?
Poor little one. He's dead. Poor little guy. His place is by Martha's side. Nanny always calls me Little Sparrow. This is the part of me that died with Martha. It'll be safe next to her. Here, Martha. This is my heart. Carry it with you. I'm starting to understand how painful your condition must have been. Not being able to properly communicate with anyone is becoming increasingly difficult. I envied you, but I did not see your suffering. I did not understand your courage. I miss you so much, Martha. I'm not worthy to dress in your clothes. There's only a few signatures from my funeral. If people had known that it was actually Martha, there would have been far more. I'm sorry that I took this from you too. Commune of San Casciano, Province of Florence. Death certificate. From the Register of Death Certificates of this commune, number 174, part 3, series 12 of the year 1944. It is certified that on the day of the 16th of July of the year 1944, Julia Kay has died, resident of Via Perciabaya, born in La Romola. On the 26th of February 1923, the daughter of General Erich Kay and Irene Kay, Don Attilio D. will give the funeral, and the esteemed Mr. Alberto M., who will look after the burial in the cemetery of La Romola. Telephone number 6537. The official state civil service. General Galeazzo T. Holy water. It's only water, and yet there's something special about it. That raven is making a big fuss. Maybe it's the same raven that killed that poor sparrow. I hate bullying. Yet it seemed as if the raven wanted to bring the little bird back to life.
Oh, d'accord.
I don't think this is the right pole.
C'est malin. Où tu m'emmènes, toi?
A dress? It's made from the same fabric I found a shred of next to the lake. In fact, it is torn. It must be my mother's. My goodness. I started to suspect that Mummy could have been involved in Martha's murder. Lost in these thoughts, hours passed, and I completely forgot about the funeral. When I realized it was evening, they were already carrying the coffin towards the cemetery. She never loved me, I knew that well, but I would never have believed that. Had it been her? I struggled to believe it, but it made so much sense. At the lake, she must have thought Martha was me because she was convinced that I was dead. When the funeral ended, I felt an irresistible urge to play. I loved music. I started playing without thinking about the possible consequences. I didn't care anymore. I needed to feel alive, to exist again.
What's going on here? Julia? Is that you? No, it's not possible. Martha's never played. She's deaf, yet... No. This is madness. My God. So, Martha? I understand now. You can get all of the attention, right? You were jealous, weren't you? Because she was a wonderful girl and you're just a useless little slut. How did you manage to convince her? I get it now. But she talked to me. No, it doesn't make sense. I will have you locked up in an asylum. You hear? That's enough. You will pay for what you've done, you cursed lunatic. They will torture you to reveal the monsters in your head.
Her words were as sharp as blades. I tried to tell her that it wasn't me. I showed her the photos I developed that proved my innocence. But she grew all the more angry, calling me crazy, and then she began to hit me with everything she had at hand. I closed my eyes as more darkness began to take over in me. Memories came flooding back, not memories of actual past events, but more so of feelings I had when I was little. They were scary. They were the fears of a little girl. Despite what had happened, I went walking in the woods early the next morning to meet the lady. The evening before, my father had tried desperately to console me.
Talk to me, Julia. You know I love you. I just want to understand what happened. I am happy you are alive. Even if we have lost Martha. Your mother was just in shock. She didn't want to hurt you.
Ça, je vais le faire avant qu'on oublie. Je crois qu'il y a un trophée pour le faire chaque jour. Ou de la fortune? Ah? Avec de Chavannes ou...
I'm going to make it. It will all change eventually. But luck will not be my ally and everything will be very difficult.
Bon. Bon, ça s'anime un peu plus que les premiers trucs avec les photos, mais je vais quand même m'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Et on reprend nouveau chapitre, donc on reprendra ça dès demain soir, après la session Warzone avec mes deux potes, donc à partir de minuit et quart, minuit et demi, voilà. Et donc aujourd'hui encore, Slive, tu peux dire que t'es resté jusqu'au bout. C'est marrant, à chaque fois que je suis sur la fin d'un live, lui, il débarque le chien, comme si il avait compris que j'arrêtais de, voilà, de faire ça. C'est marrant, hein? Hein, bébé? Ouais, t'es pas bête. Mais oui, t'es pas bête. Comme souvent à la fin d'un générique de jeu, quand il est sur mes jambes ou la générique de film, hop, j'ai l'impression qu'il a compris que c'était la fin du truc et hop, il se met à s'agiter. Marrant, hein? Bon, donc sur ce, comme je disais, je vais m'arrêter là. Hein. Pour une fois, je vais essayer de me coucher pas trop tard et pour pouvoir, hop, demain, on va sûrement commencer Allman Journey. On va sans doute le faire en une fois. Hein. Essayer d'avancer un peu Indiana Jones, un peu de Warzone aussi avec les copains. Et continuer ce Martha is Dead. Voilà. Puis là, commence à s'animer un peu plus sur la fin là avec la... Allez, sur ce, je vous dis bonne nuit à tous. Merci à tous d'être passés. Bonne nuit, Slive. Hop. Et je sais pas si on fait un raid ou pas. Allez, bonne nuit tout le monde. 3, 2, 1.